Now in continuity of the previous video, let us discuss the changes in the endometrium during pregnancy. So it is called decidua. What is decidua? The endometrium of pregnant gravid uterus is called decidua. And what is decidual reaction? It is the increased structural and functional secretory activity, increased structural and secretory activity in the endometrium that is occurring in response to progesterone in a pregnancy is called as decidual reaction. So this decidual reaction, it is most marked at the placental site, at the implantation site in early pregnancy. Sometimes there is minimal hemorrhage is also seen. This decidual reaction is maximum in early pregnancy at the implantation site. Now coming to the various layers of this decidua, the basal layer, lower basal layer, this is the uterine muscle layer. This basal layer is opposed to the uterine muscle. So this basal layer, it remains after the shedding of the placenta, and regeneration of the endometrium takes place at this basal layer. It is minimal, only few glands and capillaries are present in this basal layer. This portion is remained after the placenta is shed. This is endometrium at the site of implantation. Now the second intermediate is the spongy layer. Spongy layer, it is the most thickest layer, and the cleavage of the placenta after parturition, it takes place at this layer. So this is a MCQ question also, ki regeneration takes place from basal layer and cleavage takes place at the spongy layer. So after this spongy layer, topmost is the compact layer. Compact layer, there are tortuous glands, uterine glands, capillaries, and it is mostly thinned out in later part of the pregnancy. This is the spongy layer, that is the kept in the most important thing. After this, after the interstitial implantation, there is a decidua at the basalis, which is below the implanting nidus and the uterine wall. यहाँ पे आ जाएगा आपका डेसिडुआ, होता है ये बेसालिस और सेरोटिना. देन जो इसके ऊपर डेवलप हो जाता है जब ये इम्प्लांटिंग इसके ऊपर आ जाएगा डेसिडुआ कैप्सुलरिस, इसके ऊपर आ जाता है डेसिडुआ कैप्सुलरिस. एंड बाकी जो आपका यूट्राइन वॉल एंडोमेट्रियम है इसके ऊपर ही आ जाएगा, यहाँ पे आ जाता है डेसिडुआ वेरा और पेराइटलिस. सो यहाँ का डेसिडुआ बेसालिस, दिस इज डेसिडुआ कैप्सुलरिस, एंड व्हेन दिस developing fetus it grows, these two, that is decidua capsularis and peritellus, they are opposed, and in later part of pregnancy they measure less than 1 millimeter. Later part of pregnancy they measure less than 1 millimeter. Now what is the importance of this decidual reaction? Number one, when there is a implantation, at the time of implantation and early growth of the embryo, it provides nutrition to the developing embryo. Number two, the deeper penetration of this trophoblastic reaction is important in around 20 weeks of gestation, and if this fails, then preeclampsia, it is the cause of preeclampsia. And then third one is basal, it forms the basal plate of the placenta. This endometrium forms the basal plate of the placenta. Now after the changes in the endometrium, now we will see the formation of lower uterine segment from the isthmus. What is isthmus? This is uterus, this is cervix. Here is the anatomical internal os, it is the histological and it is the external os. Histological, internal os, anatomical, internal os. So, this is a non-gravid, I have made this a non-gravid uterus. Anatomical internal os, histological internal os and external os. Now, this portion that lies between the anatomical internal os above and histological internal os below, this portion is called isthmus. This portion is called isthmus. With the advancing pregnancy, what happens? This portion it increases, anatomical internal os and histological internal os. This portion is increased and it is taken up into the expanding uterine cavity. This is taken up in the expanding uterine cavity to form the lower uterine segment. Lower uterine segment. I will tell you what is the clinical significance of this lower uterine segment, and it becomes the internal os, histological internal os रह जाती है, and this is external os. This lower uterine segment, as it is developed from the isthmus, the peritoneum is loosely attached over it. Peritoneum is loosely attached over it. It has got very less uterine muscles as compared to the upper part. So, during cesarean section, nowadays we do only lower segment cesarean section. Very rarely we have to go for upper segment cesarean section, but we go lower segment cesarean section. In the lower segment cesarean section, we reflect the loosely attached peritoneum downwards, and we take incision on this lower uterine segment. We take out the baby and then we suture this lower uterine segment. So, blood vessels are less as compared to the upper segment, muscles are also less, it is very thin. During labor it becomes more, it becomes thinner, well developed lower uterine segment. So, this is the importance of isthmus. It is the portion anatomical internal os above and histological internal os below. This portion in later part of pregnancy, it is taken up in the expanding uterine cavity to form the lower uterine segment. So, this is a change that is occurring in isthmus. In early pregnancy, this isthmus Hagar's sign is seen, in which by manual examination we can oppose our upper fingers from the abdomen and our 2 fingers in the vagina, we can oppose through this isthmus. It becomes soft with the at around 8 weeks gestation. We can elicit this Hagar's sign. This is also a MCQ question. Hagar's sign is because of the, we can say, isthmus is soft. Isthmus becomes softer. So, we can elicit this Hagar's sign. We can approximate our fingers, internal fingers and the abdominal fingers through this site of isthmus. So, this is also a question which is asked, which can be asked in MCQ about Hagar's sign. It is because of the isthmus. Now, coming to cervix. What are the changes in the cervix during pregnancy? The size of the cervix is unaltered during pregnancy, but its consistency is changed. Consistency of the cervix is changed because of the increased vascularity and increased accumulation of fluid in the cervix. It becomes softer. So, it is Goodell sign. What we say? Goodell sign, because when we touch the cervix in a non-gravid uterus, it gives the feel of our tip of our nose, and it becomes softer and it gives the feel of like of our lips in gravid state. So, this is Goodell sign cervix. At around 6 weeks it starts, we can appreciate the softening of the cervix. The size it remains the same. Another important thing, the squamo-columnar junction. Squamo-columnar junction is shifted outer side, towards the outer side it gets shifted. It gives the appearance of red end. If we do a per speculum examination, cervix जो है ये अगर आपकी ऑस है तो यहाँ आपको ये लाल लाल जैसा नज़र आएगा, एकदम अलग. इट मे ऑल्सो ब्लीड ऑन टच, ठीक है, बिकॉज ऑफ द इंक्रीज वेस्कुलरिटी एंड द शिफ्ट ऑफ द स्क्वामो कॉलमनार जंक्शन बाहर की तरफ. जो एंडोसर्वाइकल आपका म्यूकोजा होता है, द एंडोसर्वाइकल जो म्यूकोजा आपका एंडोसर्विक्स को लाइन कर रहा है, इट इज शिफ्टेड आउटवर्ड. सो स्क्वामो कॉलमनार जंक्शन यहाँ की जगह यहाँ आ जाता है, यहाँ की जगह यहाँ आ जाएगा. तो ये जो पार्ट है ये आपका एंडोसर्वाइकल लाइनिंग जैसा ही हो जाएगा. इट अपीयर्स रेडिश दिस एंड इट द मार्जिन में बी इरेगुलर and it sometime it may also bleed on touch, so you may confuse it with carcinoma in situ. Also on cytology you may confuse it with carcinoma in situ, but you should remember that this is occurring under the influence of estrogen and progesterone, and this is also seen when a woman is on oral contraceptive pills. इसको हम cervical erosion भी कह सकते हैं. It is seen in pregnancy and also in women those who are on oral contraceptive pills. So and what about the secretion? There is a dense secretion, खूब secretion होता है. This is the cervix. यहाँ पे secretion होगा, खूब सारा mucus plug जमा हो जाता है. This seals the cavity, uterine cavity from outside. This thick mucus plug, because of the increased secretion from increased vascularity of the cervix. This mucus plug is important during entire pregnancy because it seals, it gives, एक तरीके से दीवार की तरह बन जाता है. It seals the uterine cavity from the outer vagina, from the vagina. So it prevents any ascending infection. It also prevents any ascending infection. During in onset of labor, when labor onset takes place, this cervical mucus plug is shed and with some blood mixed with some blood, so it is called show. So what is shed in show? MCQ question. show में क्या आता है आपका cervical mucus plug along with blood in it. It is show. And show is a short sign of onset of labor. Now fallopian tubes, I have already said that fallopian tubes, they lie along the lateral border longitudinally because the this uterine end they are lifted up and the femoral end they are, because of the their attachment वो नीचे रह जाता है and the uterine portion वो ऊपर चला जाता है. तो वो ऐसे fallopian tube जो होती हैं they become this way, downwards, straight. And then ovary in early part, first trimester, ovary में क्या बनता है, जहाँ से egg release होता है वहाँ बन जाता है under the influence of HCG is secreted from the developing trophoblast. वहाँ से क्या निकलता है, HCG. This HCG on corpus luteum acts on corpus, वो उसको corpus luteum बना देते हैं जहाँ से वो egg release होता है, and it acts like a center for secretion of progesterone and estrogen. Progesterone and estrogen is released and also relaxin. These three hormones are secreted from corpus luteum. Corpus luteum is active till around 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, and then its function is taken over by placenta. So HCG, the amount of HCG in our blood is highest at around 10 to 12 weeks of gestation. Later the HCG's role is taken away and directly placenta is secreting the progesterone and estrogen. So corpus luteum, ovaries, they and at around onset of second trimester, this corpus luteum function is taken over by the placenta. So corpus luteum is important to sustain pregnancy till the end of first trimester, and after that placenta takes its role. And at term you may see even calcification at the site of corpus luteum. Corpus luteum is a little orangish in color, and after the work is taken by the placenta, it becomes yellowish. Now next, I have covered this genital organ changes and maternal adaptive changes in genital organ. Now we will see the maternal adaptation in secondary sexual organ like breast. ब्रेस्ट में क्या क्या चेंज होते हैं ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी. There is a little discomfort and tenderness in the luteal phase of pregnancy in some women. It is continued in the first trimester. This discomfort, the final growth, we say the final growth of the breast, they take place during the first pregnancy of a woman. Okay, the final growth, थिलार्क में जो final growth होती है, it is achieved during the first pregnancy of a woman. The size of the breast, they are increased. Under the effect of estrogen, ducts they proliferate. Estrogen से ducts proliferate होती हैं, and progesterone से alveoli, जहाँ मिल्क बनता है. ठीक है, this growth is taking place. Also the fat is deposited under the influence of estrogen and progesterone, mainly estrogen, and because of vascularity, stroma is also increased. So size of the breast they increase, discomfort is seen. You can see Montgomery tubercles, the nipples they become erect and bigger in size. There is a development of secondary areola. So during antenatal examination, near term, you should always look for whether there is any nipple abnormalities present or not. And the secretion, you can express the secretion after pressing by as early as 12 weeks of pregnancy, but initially it is sticky. As the pregnancy advances, near term it become, you can even get colostrum on pressing the nipples. So this woman who says that I have never lactated, once a woman has lactated, given birth and lactation started, then you can express this breast secretion at any time of her life. But if a woman is saying that I have never been pregnant, and if you are able to get this secretion out from the nipples, it is sign that she has pregnancy earlier also, unless and until it is drug induced. Now coming to cutaneous changes. This cutaneous changes I will be covering in this video only, and weight gain also, and the systemic changes I will be covering in next video. I will share the link to the subsequent videos in the description box. You can get to the videos through them. I will also be sharing the link to this playlist involving the whole series of lectures on maternal adaptation in pregnancy for undergraduates. It will be covering for postgraduate students also, and MCQs. All the videos you will get from the link of playlist. So in this now cutaneous changes, first of all face यहाँ पे आपका वुमेन का यहाँ पे ऐसे काला हो जाएगा, ब्लैकनिंग हो जाएगी, यहाँ हो जाएगा ब्लैकनिंग, वो प्रेगनेंसी मास्क जैसा एक हो जाता है. इट इज़ ऑल्सो सीन विद द यूज़ ऑफ ओरल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव पिल्स, एंड इट इज़ कॉल्ड क्लोअज़मा. Okay, when the pregnancy is over, she has given birth, धीरे धीरे वो आपका उतर जाता है, हट जाता है. जिनका नहीं हटता है आफ्टर मेडिकेशन, it is difficult, अगर किसी का नहीं हट रहा है, it is very difficult to convince the woman that now you have to take care of this cosmetically, because जिनका क्लोज़मा आपका ठीक अपने आप नहीं होता है, it is less likely कि वो आफ्टर मेडिसिन और वो फिर रिकर हो जाता है. इवन इफ इट you prescribe some ointments, it recurs again, and if it is recurring then it is really difficult to treat. So this is face में क्या आता है changes, क्लोअज़मा, पिगमेंटेशन, डार्क पिगमेंटेशन हो जाता है एंड स्पॉन्टेनियसली मोस्टली ये हट जाता है आफ्टर प्रेगनेंसी इज ओवर. नाउ ब्रेस्ट चेंजेस आई हैव ऑलरेडी टेकन केयर इन फ्यू मिनट्स बैक. नाउ एब्डोमेन, एब्डोमेन में क्या होता है, लीनिया नाइग्रा, जिफिस्टर्नम से स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द जिफिस्टर्नम टू सिम्फाइसिस प्यूबिस, ब्लैक कलर की ये लाइन जो आपकी होती है, दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ द मेलेनोसाइट स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन सिक्रेटेड बाय प्लेसेंटा. ये स्टार्ट हो जाती है अर्ली प्रेगनेंसी से एंड टर्म तक ये रहती है एंड आफ्टर डिलीवरी इट रिजॉल्व्स ऑन इट्स ओन. नाउ सेकेंड इज ट्राया ग्रेविडेरम, द स्ट्रेच मार्क्स, व्हाट यू से, स्ट्रेच मार्क्स ऑन द एब्डोमेन, स्पेशली लोअर एब्डोमेन. इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द स्ट्रेचिंग, स्कार मार्क्स इन द क्यूटिस, नीचे का जो सबक्यूटेनियस जो टिश्यू होता है इट डजेंट एक्सपैंड बिकॉज ऑफ द एक्सपेंशन ऑफ द एब्डोमिनल कैविटी, आपकी डिस्टेंड होता है. सो उतनी पेस पे जो सबक्यूटेनियस टिश्यू है वो एक्सपैंड नहीं कर पाता एंड इट इज टॉर्न इनसाइड. सो वो उसके सबक्यूटिस में वहाँ टीयर हो जाते हैं, तो वो उसके स्कार होते हैं. ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी दे आर blackish in color under the influence of melanocyte stimulating hormone, and after the pregnancy is over the pinkish की जगह they become not pinkish, they remain white हो जाते हैं. स्ट्राया एल्बिकेंस, आप उनको फिर क्या कहते हैं, स्ट्राया ग्रेविडेरम when they are pinkish during pregnancy and स्ट्राया एल्बिकेंस after pregnancy. These are also seen in Cushing's when syndrome and also in obesity. So this is because of the subcutis stretch, scarring, वो नीचे से टूट जाती है, उतनी पेस पे वो ग्रो नहीं कर पाती है जितना पेस पे आपकी बाकी टिश्यू ग्रो हो रहा होता है. तो देयर ऑकर स्कैरिंग एंड दिस स्कैरिंग इट कॉजेज स्ट्राया एंड दीज आर इनिविटेबल. मतलब आप इनको you can reduce the amount but you cannot 100% get rid of them. Any woman who is pregnant, she has to get this stria gravidarum. If she is taking care with the moisturizing agents like olive oil or coconut oil, then they will be little less, but they cannot be nil. They can be little less, but they cannot be nil. Now weight gain during pregnancy, this is very important. Weight gain, it depends on the pre-pregnancy weight also. If a woman is obese, you will ask her not to eat much and to take care that she will not gain more than 7 kg of weight. If she is underweight, then you can allow around 19 kg of weight gain during pregnancy. Most of this weight gain that is occurring in the later part of pregnancy. During the first trimester, there is sometimes even weight loss because of the nausea and vomiting of women during pregnancy. But there may be seen around 1 kg of weight gain during first trimester. During second trimester, there is 6 kg weight gain, and during 5 to 6 kg weight gain, and during third trimester again 5 to 6 kg weight gain. Now what is the cause of this weight gain? एक तो there is a fluid accumulation. We will see in systemic changes. So what is fluid accumulation? Why it is occurring? Fluid, you can if there is a 12 kg weight gain in a mother, you can see that around 2.5 to 3 kg का बेबी हो जाएगा, 500-600 ग्राम का प्लेसेंटा हो जाएगा, 3 kg 3.5 kg, देन लाइकर हो जाएगा बहुत सारा. आपका यूट्रस जो है वो 50 ग्राम से 1000 ग्राम हुआ है. देन देर इज अ फ्लूइड एक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ अराउंड 6.5 लीटर ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी, of around 6.5 liter. 3.5 of it is taken in the uterus, baby, blood vessel, and 3 liter in the extravascular space. And so there is a weight gain. Reproductive weight gain is 6 kg and net maternal weight gain is 6 kg. So reproductive weight gain 6 kg after delivery, the woman is automatically letting this 6 kg off after delivery. And this other 6 kg, there is also fat deposition in the hips and the thighs and breast for preparation for lactation after delivery. So weight gain is very important in pregnancy, and pre-pregnancy weight gain is important, so that you can advise the woman that how much weight gain she should be expecting. An obese woman should not be allowed to get extra more than 7 kg weight. That means she does not need any extra fat accumulation for her lactation. She has already only weight gain that is occurring is of fetal and related to it weight gain, like uterine mass, plus this fluid gain, and weight of fetus and membranes, placenta and liquor. So only reproductive weight gain of around 6 to 7 kg is advisable. If she is lean and underweight, then up to 19 kg of weight can be allowed. But in general, if a question is coming what is the normal weight gain, it is around 11 to 12 kg. Now what is rapid gain in weight? What is rapid gain in weight? If weight gain of more than 0.5 kg in a week or 2 kg in a month, it is rapid gain. It may be because of preeclampsia. It may be because of preeclampsia. So you should be careful, especially in later part of pregnancy, to look for weight gain. And if stationary weight gain or even falling weight, it is an indicator of IUGR or even fetal intrauterine demise. So weight gain is important. And how much weight? If she is more than, her BMI is more than 29 kg per meter square. So only 7 kg weight, which is the weight gain for reproduction, reproductive weight gain of including only the fetus, the membranes, placenta, liquor, uterine and the blood, the volume, only that weight gain. If her BMI is less than 19, that means undernourished जो अगर वो है, तो you can allow up to 19 kg weight gain. But जिनका जो आपका 21 से 26 kg per meter square BMI में है, you can allow up to 12 kg, 11 to 12 kg weight gain. So weight gain, it happens. It has to take place, and reproductive weight which is gained, it is shed off at the time of delivery and immediate postpartum, and the fat deposition, and it is all taken care in lactation. Now body water metabolism during pregnancy. Pregnancy is a hypervolemic state. It is a hypervolemic state. The amount of blood in the vessels, it is increased. It is a hypervolemic state. Around 6.5 liter of water is retained during a pregnancy in a woman. Around 6.5 लीटर. इसमें से कुछ तो लाइकर में होता है, कुछ बेबी में होता है, कुछ यूट्रस में होता है, एंड बाकी आपका मतलब 50% जो होता है इट इज़ इन द बेबी फॉर रिप्रोडक्टिव, एंड 50% अराउंड 3 लीटर के करीब इट इज़ फॉर इंट्रावस्कुलर. Around 3 liter it is intravascular. So why this fluid retention is taking place? So एक तो उसमें क्या होगा, आपका मदर का पास ज़्यादा ब्लड है. So after delivery there is a loss of blood also. So when this blood loss takes place, so her health is not at risk because her body has collected extra blood which can be shed after delivery. So her health is not jeopardized after delivery. एक तो ये हो गया. दूसरा ऑस्मोट, इवन दो इट इज हाइपरवोलेमिया, वॉल्यूम इज इंक्रीज बट ऑस्मोलैरिटी is low. That means viscosity of blood is less. it is beneficial for blood flow to the uteroplacental circulation and growth of the developing fetus. This hypoosmolarity is important. Also, at blood loss during delivery, if there is hypoosmolarity and hypervolemia, there is less hazard to the mother. Detail of this water metabolism and other hematological changes I will be dealing in next lecture. Thank you. If you have any question regarding the topics covered in this video, please do leave your remark in comment box. I will definitely reply. Thank you.